and that was the days of Anita Bryant and all that. And I've admired you ever since, but anyway.
December 17th, 1976, so it's like almost exactly 15 years.
Yeah.
And a week.
But I had a dream last night. I had a dream that Miami Beach was built up and they had casinos. And everybody was having a good time.
I think delusion would be the word, not a dream.
And all the
And that Mickey McNichol won 9 races Wednesday night at Pompano Park. You also dreamed that.
Yeah.
It's just a joke, Mickey. Relax, okay? It's only a race.
You know, there was one good thing about Alex Bennett.
And here comes Raymond Scholler on the far outside.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
There was one good thing about Alex Bennett. I got to...
What's that, his hairdo?
Alex Bennett. I got to see the studio.
And you were in the live studio audience.
Yeah, and I was one of 2. And I got to see Dickie Farco and Tom Jicka, and I actually got to see a inside working of a studio, whatever. And it was fun.
Uh-huh.
And he is as bald as you say he is.
And wrinkled and old.
Yes. And in closing, I'd like to call Bob and Beatty a douchebag, and Frank and Rosalie my parents. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck to you, pal. Don't do it again. Well, this cord, can't we... I mean, this is supposed to be a real radio station, and I say supposed to be. Can't we get a cord in here that isn't got a short in it? I like to kind of like stroll around the room here and roll around on the floor on this roller and go from rack to rack and pretend like Mr. Hotshot. And every time you, like, tug on your cord here, it starts crackling. You ever have that problem? You start tugging on your cord and it crackles. A payphone from Key Biscayne.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
You know, I've been waiting for this for a long, long time. Godfather 3, finally. Huh? We're going to get Godfather... Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Neil.
Yeah.
You're killing me every time you do it. Anyways.
Every time I do what?
Every time you play the music. Neil.
Yeah.
You know that scene when Michael goes with Kay? The last one. When the Godfather's talking to him, Marlon Brando? Remember? He's telling him that whoever comes in who's going to kill him, he's going to...
Well, Kay is not in that scene. That's out in the garden or in the backyard.
No, it's the next to the last one where Michael's talking to him.
Whoever brings you this meeting is a traitor. Just remember that.
Marlon Brando and Michael Corleone right now. Play the music, Neil. I'm going to do it.
Okay. Let's plan.
Go ahead. Michael, how's the family? You getting along with him? Yeah, because a good man takes care of his family, you know? All these boys seen his best. Whoever comes to you the day that I die with a tree, that's going to be the tree. Remember that. And you know what? Men and boys can be careless, but men can't. And I refuse to be a fool, you know? I refuse. I always wanted you, Michael. I want this for you. I always thought you'd be pulling the strings. Senator Rogers. Senator Neil Rogers, you know. But I want to leave you, Neil. And I know you're going to go to my movie tomorrow.
I hope your first child is a masculine child. A lot butcher than you are. 12:25 at IOD. Boy, anybody who says that isn't the most powerful movie in the history of the film industry is full of crap, okay? It just kind of like permeates every cell in your body and every cell in Arcadia and at BCC. Not BCC, BC Jail and BCC, same difference. Most of those kids at BCC couldn't get arrested. Fort Lauderdale. Hello? Yes, sir.
Yes. Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Have you seen the Godfather when they put the both of them together and you see all of the scenes what were cut out of both movies?
Yeah.
That is incredible. You know where the guy who blew up the car with his wife in it?
Yeah.
And he finds them in a pizza store in New York.
Prepara la manca.
Hey. Listen, anyway, I have a horse for you. It's called Cartoon. It's going to win by a head.
Have a great life, sir. Boy. By the way, how about that guy from England the other day, Frank? He was okay at the remote. He was a good guy, and he won the Zuba pants, and he was going to go back and show him off to the Queen. He was good. There were a lot of people there who were real good, of all kinds. Well, let's go. That was a great remote. I don't want to just overdo it, but the Charcoals remote was fabulous. We had a great time. We had a just fabulous group of people there, including several that we're going to get personal invitations right to our studio. Miami.
Neil.
Yes.
I just wanted to correct one little point there. Ainzo was the baker's helper. Nazarene was the name of the baker.
Yeah, the baker was...
Nazarene the baker.
The Nazarene was the one that came, and his daughter was in love with this guy, the kid that was going to be deported because he didn't have...
that was Enzo.
Oh, that was Enzo.
Yeah.
And Marlon Brando says, give this to a Jew congressman from the Bronx, not one of our people. Remember?
Right, for him to be citizenized.
To get his green card or whatever it was then.
Right. The other thing I was going to say, I also think that I heard Rick Sanchez singing in that Godfather film. It sounded like him in the background.
Could be.
Yeah.
When he slapped him in the face and he said, butch up a little bit.
Exactly.
By the way, Rick Sanchez has a new album coming out. It's called So Many Pedestrians, So Little Time. It's going to be big in Hallandale.
It'll be a big hit, I think.
You bet.
Yeah. One other thing I was going to say was I've never been able to listen to your program during the day because I teach school.
Isn't this a real tweet?
It sure is, but
I do.
I'm one of the tape gang. Each night I manage to listen to the preceding 1 hour tape, usually from 10 to 11 o'clock.
Great.
And
well, I'll put all the good stuff in between 10 and 11 then.
Well, you usually do. The introduction to the program, and it's very enjoyable.
All the foreplay.
Right. Could I wish my cousin, Don Michael Barrett.
Don Michael
Barrett, the douchebag, happy holiday.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
And the same to you.
Nice job at Camilla's house.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
1229 at WIOD, your Godfather. We've decided that we must really be succeeding here because if we could get Mickey McNichol to call in on the show, we must be doing a lot of things right. Let's take a call from Boca.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Don Chichi.
Don Chichio.
Don Chichi.
Chichi? Chichi?
Yeah, he was
no, that's
one...
Mexican food, sir. Chichi's. It's on University Drive.
It was the guy who was trying to kill all of the, who killed off the entire...
This is the guy that gave that Andre Dawson ball. I was curious to know what we got for it as a donation, You auctioned it off? The Andre Dawson baseball?
What did we get, $50, I think? I think $50.
Okay, I was just curious.
Well, that's not bad.
No, hey, that's great. He was at the show the other day, Sunday.
Yeah.
In the mall. I missed him. Thanks a lot.
Great guy. The Hawk is a hell of a guy. And by the way, this is the year.
Yes, sir.
Cubs are going to be hot this year. We got George Bell. Right?
And?
We got Danny Jackson.
And?
We got Dave Smith.
And? Asamaca's going to be good.
Asamaca's going to have another big year.
That's right.
And hopefully Zimmer will get smart. We'll play DeCenzo every day in center field. We'll get rid of Jerome Walton. Right?
You got it. One other thing, I'm a salesman, and I picked up about 400 pounds of vegetables and brought them over to Camilla's house, and some squash.
Great.
Some string beans and stuff like that. I just put it in your name.
Good work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one. Yeah, what I don't understand, I don't want to get too baseball intensive, although it isn't that far off. It's almost January, so we only got about a couple of months. Spring training will be getting underway. I can't believe it. Incredible. Couple of months, Hurricane baseball be getting started. No Sam Jankovic. Boy, does that open up a couple of doors, huh? Although Sonny gave me a dirty look this morning. I don't know what that meant. Gave me that great check for Camilla's house, and on the back was a note, keep your nose out of the baseball. I don't know what he meant by that. Now, Sonny's all right. He's a good guy. But baseball right around the corner. What I don't understand, though, is the Cubs have they picked up 3 free agents, but what I do not understand is what are they going to do with 3 catchers? And with 2 outstanding catchers. I mean, we've got Hector Villanueva, who weighs 700 pounds but can hit the ball. We got Joe Girardi, who improved dramatically this last year. And, of course, we got Damon Berryhill. And they got to make a trade. I know a team that desperately needs a good catcher. I don't want to mention the Mets. Desperately need... Boy, what they could do with Joe Girardi, I'm telling you. Now, we don't want too much. We'll take Gooden, maybe. Viola we don't want. I'll guarantee you Viola will not win. This is my prediction. Frank Viola will not win 15 games for the Mets this season, okay? He is Garbage. I know he won all those games and all this, but they're going to catch on to him. He throws balls, okay? He doesn't throw strikes. And if you lay off that crap, all those fork balls low and away, way out of the strike zone, if you just use some patience, man, this guy gets in serious trouble. And he's got to bring that fat one in there, right in the wheelhouse, and Sandberg hits it about 700 yards out of the ballpark. I was watching the other day, just out of sheer boredom, the game against the Giants in Wrigley Field where Sandberg hit the home run that they first called fair and then they called it a foul ball, and Zimmer went crazy and got thrown out of the game and was kicking dirt on Harry Wendelstedt and put on about a 20-minute show. It was tremendous. And they kept showing over and over the ball was clearly fair. And the third base umpire called it right. And then Wendelstedt called a little conference after Roger Craig came bitching and whining, and then they reversed it and called it foul. As it turned out, it didn't make any difference because the Cubs won the game, but it was one of the great argument scenes of the season. And Zimmer, we may not win the pennant, but at least Zimmer puts on the best show of anybody. You got to give him that. And if you had a steel plate in your head, you'd be surly too. 1242 at WIOD. I mean, he's no Davy Johnson. Now look who we have on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. A voice from Christmas past.
Quite a day.
I feel just like Ebenezer Scrooge in Heat.
Quite a day.
Yeah.
Did you catch the Johnny Depp report in Names and Faces in the Sentinel?
No. I sure didn't.
Well, he talks about his worst nightmare.
Yeah.
It's being chased by the skipper, Alan Hall Jr. from Gilligan's Island. And he's chasing me, and he's in his bathrobe. And I jump over a set of bushes, and he jumps on top of me. And then I wake up.
What? And then it turns out it's not a dream, right? Wow, Johnny.
Old Scissorhands.
Yeah, look out for Old Scissorhands. Him and Bobby Ojeda, what a team they would make, huh?
Talk about chafing.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
he could be the governor of Rhode Island again.
I called my
John
grandmother.
Chafee. Wasn't that his name? Wasn't he governor of Rhode Island? Come on, you're not as sharp as you're supposed to be on Christmas Eve day.
Governor who? I don't know.
Governor Corleone. Senator Corleone.
Well, I called
another peasant Avante.
I called Grandma Lena Sesta in Palermo, Sicily this morning to wish her a Merry Christmas. And let me tell you, she's real pissed off about the opening tomorrow. Real pissed off. She said the enema scene is not accurate. That's one thing about the same grandmothers. They were real big on enemas. I don't know what the deal was.
Oh, no, the Jewish grandmothers are experts.
Same
High
thing.
colonics, enemas. Their slogan is, it's in the bag.
Well, there's supposed to be one of those type of scenes in the movie, so there'd be something to look at.
Is there really?
I don't know. Grandma Sesta tells me that. So we'll find out. Anyway, listen, I want to wish Stan and Lori and the kids a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and the same to you, and everybody stay safe.
Good day.
Good day.
See, you thought I was kidding when I said we were going to play this over, and it's not getting old yet either. Just kind of warming up to it now. Okay, let's take a call from Sandy in Kendall.
Hi, Neil.
The lovely, the voluptuous, the brilliant, the incredible, the tacky Sandy.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Happy Hanukkah.
How was your thing so far?
My thing's been good so far, but I need a little motivation.
Yeah.
I've got to buy
Well, this is your motivation station.
That's why I said before I leave the house, which I can't do, I have to buy 4 more Christmas presents. And I just can't do it. I just have no motivation to do it. You know another great scene?
Remember when Tom Hagen was out there shopping for Christmas presents?
No.
And Sollozzo and his men pulled him over. They said, we want to talk, and they shoved him into the car.
Oh, yeah.
And then Marlon Brando was out there buying that fruit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How about when the scene...
It goes to show you, Marlon, keep your hands off the fruit, baby, will you?
When Michael and Fredo are in Cuba, and it's New Year's, and he finds out the best scene.
He gives him that big kiss.
He gives him that big kiss, and he says, I know it was you. You
Fredo.
broke my heart.
You broke my heart.
What a great scene. And the other
and if
great
I don't
scene,
see you, I'm going to die.
And the other scene is when Diane Keaton tells him she had the abortion.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good scene.
It was a boy, Michael. It was a boy.
Yeah, and I had it aborted. It was an abortion just like our marriage.
Yeah.
You know, that was a good one. Was that my other line?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was just probably the CIA tap. You know the mob, they're in the CIA. They're everywhere.
I know. It is my other line.
Well,
All these people.
You don't want it. It's probably some pain-in-the-ass member of the family looking for something for the holidays.
No, some long-lost friend who I haven't heard from all year, and now if I answer the phone, I got to buy him another Christmas present.
Can I tell you a little story, because I feel like I know you. Now, months ago on this show, I mentioned the fact that I went to college with a certain... I don't want to mention his name because it would be in poor taste.
Okay.
With a certain person from Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
And somebody called in... Because I was telling a funny story about how he couldn't handle his beer and he puked all over the hall and he swept it up and down the hallway and our shoes were getting stuck in the hall. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, somebody called in and they knew him. And he's written these books and he's ba-ba-ba-beep and all this other. So he called me. In other words, they gave him my number and we got in touch and he started calling me.
And you never said his name on the air.
Yes, I have, but I'm not going to mention it now.
Okay.
But to make a long story short, the guy has had a rough life, and he's been through drugs and a real messy divorce, and just his mind is like marshmallows. And he calls me, it must have been Saturday. I'm sitting there watching who knows what, and he calls me out of the blue. In fact, it was just before I was getting ready to go to the track, and he calls me up, and he said, I don't know what the hell, it didn't make any sense, and he said... Do you, he says, I'm sure you know why I'm calling. I need to can you help me with a couple of tickets? And do you know anybody? He started with a story about how he was leaving the house to go to a wedding. And his best friend, who's white, is getting married to a black woman, and the family. I mean, all this pseudo-sociological. And do I know where he can put up a couple of well-behaved kids for the night? And he's calling me. He's in Philadelphia. He's not here.
That's incredible.
And I'm going to tell you, I have no idea what he was talking about. And it was so scary because
he probably had a few too many before he called you.
He made no sense at all. I mean, I think he was swallowing Percodan by the bottleful or something. I don't know what it was, but
I know. I just love those unexpected phone calls from people you haven't heard from.
Yeah, and I don't know what his story is. I mean, he's into like wooden mushrooms or something. I don't know what the deal is, but just really bizarre.
You don't know.
You know, and it's too late. I mean, like, his whole life went by, and he's got his thing, and I'm doing mine, and I don't need to know. I mean,
it's okay. It doesn't fit anymore.
It's okay to schmooze back into the past if it can just be like, hello, how are you, and find out that's interesting, But not to start intertwining your existence with somebody you haven't heard from in 30 years, and now has turned into like a human walking vegetable. I can't deal with that.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, it was strange.
What'd you think of Sud's Christmas present?
What was that?
He's going to be a daddy.
Oh, now is that for real or is that a joke? Oh, it is for real? Oh, my God.
You didn't hear?
I heard Rick hinting around about it.
Rick was on his way to the airport. Suds was alone from 5:30 to 6, and I called him. And I was the first to give him my sympathy because everybody was congratulating him. And it was a definite yes.
Oh!
So Rick is going to rip him.
Oh.
On what is it, Wednesday?
I can't get over it.
It's
I bet
a
he can't either.
definite yes.
I mean, he's an old guy.
He's in total shock. It was hysterical.
Can you imagine that when his kid is about like 8 years old and going to school?
It's going to be
And they say, well, what does your daddy do? And they say, oh, he's in a nursing home for former broadcasters.
Oh, God. Poor Sud.
He's in with vegetables. They said, what do you mean? He's in the produce business? No, he's in a nursing home with a bunch of vegetables.
Yeah. Did you listen to Larry King, the Saudi Arabia show?
What, did they stick him in the desert?
No, you didn't hear when they projected live to Saudi Arabia?
No.
Through the Army Broadcasting and the Mutual. They had it set up so for like 3 hours, like the family would call in, and it was being heard all over Saudi Arabia.
Oh, another one of those deals? No, I didn't hear it.
The first time I heard the man show
Anybody could do a Neil Rogers kind of show and say dirty words. That kind of broadcasting has appealed to a certain element that I do not desire to appeal to.
And you don't.
Is that a recent cart?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess so.
On his show?
Yeah, about a week ago. Manny, who works overnight, did that.
Well, he actually cried on the radio during the show. I couldn't believe it.
Well, you know why?
Why?
They had the makeup mirror in front of him because it was being televised on C-SPAN, and we looked in the mirror. He broke down. He couldn't handle it.
He was practicing his acting skills, huh?
No, he saw his image.
Well, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Neil, before I go, who's going to the Super Bowl? Haven't heard you say who's going.
Dolphins and the 49ers.
All right.
How's that for confidence?
Good.
And now ask me if I believe it.
I like it.
Well, listen, once the playoffs start, you never know, okay? Let's hope for the best.
And you know what?
And then maybe Joe Montana will get kidnapped by Lou Holtz, and he'll go off and get married in Ireland or something, and we might have a chance against Steve Young. You never know.
Yeah. You know what? On your tape, I never did tell you, but my favorite song on your tape is The Ballad of Neil. I love it. And I just wanted to let you know.
The Ballad of Neil?
The Ballad of Neil. Neil's Ballad.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
I love that.
The Resolution of Neil.
That's it.
Whatever the hell that is.
The Ballad of Neil.
Well, I might even play it now.
You should. I love it.
Okay.
All right. We're going to have a great New Year.
Give Bobby a big kiss for all of us, okay?
I will.
And have a great time.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
That's old Sandy from Kendall. It's 12:51 at WYOD. We have an open line in Dade County. We're not doing too bad for a holiday today. I can't believe it. I thought everybody'd be like sitting around the fireplace, roasting their chestnuts, checking out their acorns. Anyway, if you're wanting... Let's get with it. Oh, listen to that cart rattle. Isn't that good? 751 WYOD. Let's go to Peppy.
Hello.
How are you, Peppy?
All right. Listen, I'll tell you why I called.
Yes.
I've listened to you for many, many years.
Seems like a lifetime.
Yeah. But many times I've been very upset, very angry.
About what?
About things that you say about the elderly people and how you say it. But let me get to the point. I'm calling you because I'm calling you to praise you. I can't get over the fact what you're doing for Camilla's house. I happen to be a fundraiser myself, and I find it so hard to raise even $1,000 for
yeah.
causes.
I know.
And for what you did, for the causes you did, all my anger, all my being upset has been erased away. I just think you are marvelous, and I would like to give you a donation of $50.
Thank you, Peppy. That's great.
And I just cannot get over it. I'm amazed how the heck you did it. That proves what a following you have. And in the long run, you're a nice guy.
How about that?
Okay?
Thank you, Peppy.
All right. Now,
have a good holiday.
I'll send the $50. I'll tell you why I'm doing it really, because very recently I had a luncheon for the needy people, and I omitted the Camilla's house. So this is my chance to make it up through you.
Great. Never too late.
Okay.
Thanks, Peppy.
Good work.
Have
I
a
just
good
can't get over it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
12:56 at WIOD. By the way, did we miss Budel's check? Did that come in while I was on vacation? Because I know as soon as I came back, I had a big check from Ricky Ticky for a couple of hundred. I want to say it again. Sonny Hirsch came through with a big check, $250 this morning. Super, just like he did last year. Great guy. Hank Goldberg gave me a big check. So there's some people conspicuous by their absence, right? And what about Tanner and Cox over there at Power 96, who never fail every year, come through big time? What happened this year? Time stuff over there? They dying over there? Let's go to Pompano.
Paulie sold out the old man, that's Strutz.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I have a question for you. Paulie. You know at the end of the second...
Paulie, won't see him no more.
You know at the end of the second movie, they show the scene where it's like, where Michael tells him he enrolled in the Army?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, because I didn't see that making of the movie.
Yeah.
Was that filmed during the first movie, or did they bring back, like, James Caan and those people during the filming of the second movie? How did they do that? Because I don't really know.
They didn't make that clear. They must have brought him back.
You think?
Oh, I would think so.
Because it looks like it might have been filmed at the beginning of the first movie. They just never used it.
Oh, well, that's true. It could have been footage. You're right. That's true, because it's theirs to do whatever they want with. You know, the interesting thing in that HBO special, they're talking about Michael. You know, in the first movie, when they come to the wedding, you know, and he's sitting there with Kane, he's wearing his military outfit, whatever it is. And in these clips that they're showing, they must have been when they were all auditioning. And he's wearing about 2 or 3 different uniforms, none of which are the one that he wore in the real movie. But it's some of them are like comical. He looks ridiculous.
When is that show going to be on again?
I don't know. You have to look in the TV book. It's on HBO, and it's an hour special, and it's funny. The outtakes are hysterical. I mean, just there was one part where they kept telling Al Pacino that he's going to laugh before they started filming. They said, "You're going to laugh no matter what you do," and they did. They all Duvall and James Caan, they're all sitting there just puking their brains out, laughing over and over again. It's hysterical.
I have another question for you.
Yes.
I've seen the second one about maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm still confused. Who tries to kill him in his bedroom? Is it Pantangeli or is it the Jew in Miami?
Yeah, it's Marlansky. Hyman Roth. I'm sorry. Did I say Marlansky? Hyman Roth. Same difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Fredo sold him out.
Right. And Michael isn't really sure until Fredo says that in the bar in Cuba.
Right.
Yeah. See, you got to admit, the second movie is pretty confusing.
Yeah.
You got to see it about 100 times before you understand.
That's the idea. That's why we've all watched it 100 times, because we're still trying to figure out what the message is.
Exactly right.
Okay.
All right.
Hasta mañana.
Take care.
Well, kind of a little pensive part of the music now, and I think this is a perfect time for us to lead into our pensive 1 o'clock WIOD news with the very pensive and erudite Elaine Etour, who's standing by to bring you the latest and the greatest and the straightest. And then we'll come back with our gigantic 1 to 2 hours. Don't miss that. 2 o'clock this afternoon, we have a radio history in the making. The daddy-to-be, Suds and Rick. Boy, that is incredible. Are they going to have stilts for that baby or what? Rick and Suds, the best stuff from 2 to 6. We got a brief Dolphin, what is there to say, recap on 6:05, and then we got Christmas music, of course. Okay, 109 at WIOD. Let's go right back to these exciting calls. Oh, is we going to have a bummer on the first call of the hour? Surfside.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
That song you play sometimes, that little piece from the Partridge Family, Get Happy something. What's the exact title of that song?
Come On, Get Happy.
Come On, Get Happy. Was that an actual 45 line?
Was it what?
A 45?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to find it because I want to try to get it. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
See. Oh, I thought that was going to be Eli Torgerman. See, I'm very nervous anytime we get a call from Surfside, because Surfside is basically a bunch of douchebags. We have an open line in Dade, 751, and one on the Star line for our Bell South buddies. Our pals are Slimeballs, Star, IOD. Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Paisan.
Yeah, Paisan. What's happening?
Hey, you making me wait so long, my ears should go to sleep, you know?
Well, that's a good. Give you some rest.
Hey, listen, in part 3, it's a Godfather meet a Popa, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, in a 2, Meyer Lansky was talking about an old friend
Hyman
who had
Roth,
a dream.
to you, sir. Hyman Roth.
Yeah, Meyer, Hyman, Heman. They had a dream about a Paisan who want to make a bigger city out in the desert, but something happened to him. And tell me what happened.
Mo Green.
And what happened?
He went for a massage.
Have a good time tomorrow, Neil.
Okay.
Adios.
Okay, it's 11 after 1. Boy, I tell you, they're going to be lined up for blocks tomorrow, even though it's going to be, thank goodness it's on Christmas Day, right? Early, they'll all be eating, right? There won't be anybody at the movie early. Huh? No, they'll all be eating. They'll be stuffing their faces with turkey and ham and halava, and yeah, they'll be stuffing orange peels in their mouth, chasing little kids around in the flower garden. Did I punch up line 4 by mistake in Pembroke Pines?
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you, guy?
Okay.
Listen, I got a good story for you here.
Okay, we can handle it.
This one. Remember I told you about, a month and a half ago I got pulled over in Miami, and the cop was all pissed off about, no, you don't want to be listening to this guy, and I told him back to your other car and all this other crap.
Uh-huh.
So I go in front of the judge the other day. I got my Neil shirt on. I went to your remote over at the Specs in the Sawgrass.
Yeah.
Bought myself 10 tapes for Christmas presents, which they're going to make real good Christmas presents, by the way.
Great.
So I'm standing there, and the judge turns out to be a Neely.
Wow.
He's heard of you. He's been listening to you whenever he gets a chance, everything else. So I explained my case to the guy, right? I tell him, I said, look, I ran the yellow light. It is my fault.
Well, you know, we got all the judges in our pockets, you know.
Yeah, right. I tell him, I said, I'm not trying to beat the case. I did run the yellow light and everything. I said, but, this guy did not act professional at all. I said, the guy's sitting there, he's harassing me, telling me that he's, I'm offending him because my radio's on and he don't like listening to this Neil Rogers guy and all this other crap, and I got my Neil shirt on. You know what the judge turned around and did? Threw the case out. I told him, I said, look, this guy...
He said, suspended a sentence.
Huh?
Suspended a sentence.
You see that? He turned around and I said, look, this guy Neil Rogers about the only guy in the city right here that's doing something for the people who ain't got nothing to eat, people ain't got no place to sleep. This Camilla House project, the guy's got almost $100,000. I contributed $200 of my own money to buy tapes for Christmas presents. The guy turned around and said, you paid your just due right there.
There you go. What a judge.
Ain't that something? Hey, listen, you know that guiding light lady, Eva? Woof, wish she's a fox, huh?
Who?
The guiding light lady, the one that gives you your updates on the guiding light.
Did I meet her?
Well, you signed your autograph on your picture at the remote. You wrote a nice little
The
thing.
guiding light lady? You mean the Knots Landing lady?
No, the guiding light lady.
The guiding light lady?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you remember. She only calls once or twice. I mean, she's got long black hair. I was sitting right next to the Finkelstein kid.
Did she tell me she was the guiding light lady?
I think she did. In fact, she said she was going to tape the shows for you when you couldn't see them. You don't remember that? That Camilla House going, huh?
Okay, have a good one, pal.
You have a good one, guys.
Thanks. 114 at WIOD. If Don Corleone had all the politicians and the judges in his pocket, he should share, right? He must share. Naturally, he can present a bill for his services because, after all, we are not communists. Who is that actor that played Don Barzini? What is his name? Very well-known actor. Oh, now there's a good trivia question. Is Chuck Meyer listening? Dead or alive for that actor who played Don Barzini? He wasn't like somebody obscure. He's a very... Oh, jeez. I mean, we got far enough with Don Tomasino. You got it already? No, we don't have it yet. Okay, and if we ever get line 5 fixed, somebody could have called in on line 5 in Broward with the answer to the question. Oh, gee, there's a B in the name. Who's with a B? Get Mickey Dane on the phone right away. Who's with a B? 19 at WIO. They were just having it went by pretty fast today, I'll tell you that. It has really zoomed by. 87,843, our Camilla's house total, plus who knows how much in-house somewhere. She must have it locked in the closet, all the mail from Friday. And then there's a whole bunch from Saturday and today, and no mail tomorrow. So Wednesday, we ought to have a flood. Even Noah would be impressed by, even Yannick Noah would be impressed by what we're going to open up on Wednesday, and the mail, too. So we should be over 90,000, easy. In fact, by the end of this week, we'll be up there 95, maybe pressing that $100,000 mark. I think next week is the week we go over. And, of course, a week from this Friday, in a week and a half, on the 4th of January, we'll be doing our next remote at Calder Racecourse. We'll be doing our whole show there live from 10 to 2. Bring your money, plunge your brains out, and bring some for Camilla's house, too. Delray Beach.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
We have a little present here from President Bush.
Okay, that's his second call. Remember the first 2 or 3 minutes? Okay, have a great day, pal, and stick your cassette recorder where the moon don't shine. Miami Shores.
Hey, Neil.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Excellent.
All right. Listen, did you, I know you love the Godfather movies. Did you ever read the book?
Yeah, the book was better than the movie.
Great.
Yeah.
But the movie was like one of the closest movies to a book I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Great.
Book is always better.
Yeah, I want to read High Treason.
Boy, you really ought to.
But see, I'm like 35 years old going on 36.
Mm-hmm.
And 20 years ago, I figured out that Nixon was like basically behind the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand that man. You have 2 cards. You have to pick one out for me. I'm trying to quit smoking, and one of your funniest cards I haven't heard in such a long time is like the band that's playing Smoke Until You Choke.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. That and the one where the guy with, you just played the guy. What's his name? Dick Purton or... The one you just played a few minutes ago.
Yeah, the guys from it, yeah.
Okay, they have the one where Spider got out of jail and all that, which is hysterical.
Yeah, I just played that last week.
Oh, did you?
That's Dick Purton.
Oh. And another thing, I'm real sorry about Bill Calder.
Yeah.
My wife used to work at the station there, and she says he's one of the nicest guys she ever met.
Sure was.
And we'll miss him. And you have a happy Chinooka and all the other stuff. But if you can get one of those cards, either one, I'd really appreciate it. And have a good day off tomorrow, and we'll listen to you Wednesday.
Okay, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Okay, 122, no chance. We have an open line in Dade County, 751-9463. We'll go to North Miami.
Mo Green lives.
Yeah. I don't think Mo's going back there for a rub-down.
That's the only thing I really had to say, Neil.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Well, it was appropriate. Is this audience on top of things or what? Richard Conte played Don Barzini. Richard Conte's like, big-time actor. He's been around a long time. Character actor. Very good. And fit that role perfectly. And also the old guy who played the guy with the horse's head, the Hollywood producer. He's another one, character actor, been around. Everybody and their brother was in that movie. And that's the point they made in that HBO special, The Making of Godfather 1, 2, and 3, is that just about everybody in the world came and auditioned for those parts. Everybody was... the one thing I'm not hearing anything about, and maybe just as well, the only person I see in Godfather 3, other than Coppola's daughter, who makes no sense at all, is George Hamilton IV. I cannot stand George Hamilton IV. The sight of him, it makes me nauseous. There's just something about him. He's hallucious, okay? And they couldn't get Robert Duvall because he wanted too much money. He wanted $3.5 million or something. They didn't want to cough up the money because Coppola's daughter needed the bucks and his father and the whole family. So they bring in George Hamilton IV to be the new family lawyer, the slick, and I can't see it. I just cannot envision it, okay? Unless they got a bag over his head. Maybe he'll be the bag man. Starline in Broward.
Yeah, is that me?
That's you.
Oh, hey. Am I on the air or what?
It sure sounds like it.
Oh, hey. This is my first time on a
call.
Incredible. How is it so far?
Pretty good.
Pretty exciting?
Yeah. We're on I-95 coming down from Yeehaw Junction.
Yeah, how the Yeehaws doing? The Yahoos?
Pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Pretty boring. You know how cold front we're supposed to get?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Orlando, and we just drove to that earlier this morning. That's going to be hell when it gets down here.
Nah, it's going to be like 73 tomorrow, and then it's going to be back up in the mid-70s, and then by the end of the week up in the 80s again.
Well, it's pretty miserable in the rain. And
Up there. Yeah, that's Orlando. It's a Mickey Mouse town, pal.
yeah, it makes me
It's
sick.
a Yahoo place. A bunch of rednecks and douchebags up there.
Yeah, you got that right.
Bunch of orange pickers.
Yeah, I'm a native from down Miami.
Now you're talking. You were here when it was a real place.
Yeah.
Well, listen, have a great holiday.
All right, you too.
Okay. Hey, listen, that's it. 124 at WIOD. We have an open line on the Star line at Star IOD. I should recap some of the stuff I mentioned at the beginning of the show because it's a holiday and people are busy. They're busy doing stuff, okay? They have a life today for a few days. This is the one time of the year when many people have a semblance of a life. Not much, but a little bit. And our horse at Pompano Park, our WIOD Stable Horse Christmas list. Great race Thursday with Bill Fahey driving. Came in a second, just barely beaten second. Has made almost, made $4,500 and $1,200, $5,750 in just 3 starts. We had 700 people who showed up Thursday with their passes, so there's still 700 alive to share in that jackpot at the end of April. And I think this coming Sunday, next Sunday, which is the last Sunday night of racing at Pompano, is going to be his next start, but I'll let you know toward the end of the week for sure. And we told you the Camilla's House total. It seems to me like I'm forgetting something. And Suds is going to be a father. That just knocks me off my ass. I can't believe that. God, just a little bit of caution. Let's go to a lady in Plantation.
Buonasera.
Hi, buonasera.
That was John Marley that played
the Hollywood producer, right?
I think dead as a doornail. So Richard Conte is dead too. But
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, Chuck Meyer, 2 great dead or alives.
That's right.
Richard Conte, he was very good.
Excellent actor.
Well, everybody was good in Godfather 1.
Oh.
There was nobody who was marginal.
That's one exception to the rule, Neil, I think, where the movie was better than the book.
No, I don't agree. You read the book?
Of course I read the book.
And you thought the movie was better?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I thought the movie was one of the best of all time.
Oh, well, there's no question about that. The movie was just beyond belief. Tessio, it was great. That was Abe Vigoda, right? And Clemenza was Richard Castellanos.
Right.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he just died recently.
Yeah, that's right. Well, a little bit too much pasta there. Remember, too much sugar in that sauce.
And a little too much red wine.
Throw in your sausages and meatballs, too many cannolis.
And a little bit of red wine.
Yeah, if he would have left the cannoli in the car with Paulie, he'd still be alive today, probably.
Neil, remember in part 2 when he goes to seek revenge on the death of his father?
Right.
Do you remember his father's name?
His father's name?
Yeah, it wasn't Corleone. That was the town they came from.
Right.
You remember his father's name?
Oh, wait a minute. George does. What is it? Wait a second. Andolini.
There you go.
Vito Andolini.
Alberto Andolini, and this is for you. And he sticks the knife right in his
he
gut.
says in Italian, my name is, I'm here for,
I'm here for my father, Alberto Andolini.
And this is for you. And then he takes the knife and right up the puppet, up into and the blood comes just squirting out. And
wonderful.
He sits back in the chair like he's got bad heartburn. I don't think he's going to get up from the chair. Oh, that was great.
Oh, I am looking forward to tomorrow with great anticipation.
Yeah, I'm afraid, though, it's, after reading the review, although, these movie reviewers, they don't know from nothing, If the public loves it, which we probably will, then they'll say, well, it's going to be an epic and a classic and right in line with 1 and 2. They don't know. What the hell?
It's got to be good, Neil.
Yeah.
I mean,
I only wish, though, that Robert Duvall
I know. That would have been the icing on the cake.
Instead of that sappy daughter of his,
Is she Meeskite or what?
Yeah. She's got a schnoz to make Larry King embarrassed.
And lips.
Yeah.
Like St. Louis. Anyway, Neil, you got through last week like a pro.
Yeah. Well,
I really got to...
I had no choice. It was very difficult,
Neil.
but,
You're a mensch.
Life is for the living. That's what they say. We got to go on.
Here you go. Well, have a wonderful holiday.
And you too.
And can't wait till tomorrow.
Okay.
Ciao, Neil.
Boy. 128 at WIOD, one of our rare but very welcome lady callers today. She was outstanding. All the Broward lines, both of the ones that are working are open now. 524 WIOD. Springs.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going today?
Excellent.
Merry Christmas.
And the same to you, and Happy New Year and whatever.
Likewise, Happy Hanukkah.
Uh-huh.
Listen, what, I heard Hank had some trouble out in Santa Monica renting a car.
He did?
Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear it.
They were going to rent him a station wagon or a van.
Yeah.
And that just wasn't up to his speed. He needed a nice car for hitting the Santa Monica night spots, or the hot spots, the way he put it.
Right.
Now, what is it with Hank and women? I can't quite get a read on him like Larry King would say.
What is it?
Yeah, I mean, he's always bragging about, getting all these blondes and
well, you asked me a question. Do you want me to give you a one-word answer?
If you would, please.
Fantasy.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. Hank is a great guy and all of that, but I don't know anything about his personal life. I know he's always said that, like everybody else, if he wants something, he's willing to pay for it, but,
Okay, that makes sense then, because I remember back in 1983, I was at the Forge.
No, in other words, I think he's bisexual. If he wants it, he's got to buy it, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Gotcha. And, Neil, do you remember your trip?
I'm not talking like a hooker on 79th Street. I'm talking about a little more
Fancy.
respectable. That's right.
Out of the phone book.
There you go.
I'm with you, because I saw him at the Forge back in 83.
Like Angels Fantasies, one of those great places,
He had the greatest blonde I'd ever seen. You remember your trip up to Tampa with Big Dave from High Line?
From High Line?
Yeah, Big Dave, the announcer at High Line.
Dave Lemon.
Right. Big Dave Lemon.
Well, which trip to Tampa? We made several trips to Tampa.
You made a trip up there. I guess it was you, him, and
Dave,
you went up
Dave
to
Lamont for
the
Hurricane
High
Baseball.
Line, and you went to Burns Steakhouse.
Yeah.